Good morning, ladies and gents. So back with a Conquerors Blade video. This time around we're going to be doing just the weekly news for the game. There are no patch notes this week, so that is why there has not been a patch note video. However, there are two big pieces of news that you are going to be wanting to stay tuned to listen to. So starting off with a very good and promising, and I think potentially very beneficial piece of news, especially for UNA players. Your servers are going to be merging. So right now there is, I believe, NA East and NA West. All of those characters, both those servers are going to be merging, I believe, around February the 14th for that maintenance, and the Cloudwing Valley server will be removed from the list of available servers. All the characters from that server will be available on Eagle Range after the patch on February the 14th, so Valentine's Day, actually becomes available. This should improve matchmaking times. It should improve, obviously, your auction house as well. It should bring a lot more players back into your server. It should also improve your territory wars. I have heard some very worrying things about the NA territory wars. They are much different to the EU territory wars. I'm just going to kind of say that with a little bit of tactfulness. But with a higher density population of players, there is obviously going to be more competition. There aren't going to be super duper alliances, or there shouldn't be super duper alliances taking over the whole map. You are going to want to break into fairly decent sized alliances and fight each other. There is going to be a lot more players around in territory wars. It's going to be a lot more competition to actually claim fiefs, which should increase your enjoyment of the game. It is still good on EU. We've got a fairly decent amount of alliances and houses still going for it. NA, I know in the past year or so especially, have kind of dwindled a little bit. This server migration should look to correct that and actually give you a little bit more of a competitive streak in territory wars, because you are going to be having some more kind of numbers you are going to be playing around with. Obviously, all of your characters, all your characters' data, all your items, all your inventory, all that kind of stuff will transfer over or remain on the server if you're staying on the server, or if you're on the server that is being merged into. Apparently, all the alliances and all the rest of it remain unchanged. There is sometimes a little bit funkiness that happens after server migrations and everything, so just be aware of that. Best thing to do, and I would advise you do this, take screenshots of your inventory and your storage so you know exactly what you have in there, just in case anything does go a little bit wrong. They should have backups about every character and your inventories and all the rest of it, but if you've got some super duper nice stuff, I would recommend you taking a few screenshots and just having them in your kind of backup drive just in case. So that is the first piece of very good news coming from Conquerors Blade. The second piece of very good news, or I think is very good news, is the CBL tournament. So all of the play-ins are finished. They did a special stream today on the official channel, which I am going to be showing you up the brackets which they came up with just now. So they announced all of the teams, they announced all of the brackets for the first 8 games, which are going to be taking place January 30th to February the 3rd. That is round 1. Those are the 8 matches. Obviously from there you are going to want to stay tuned to see how each team progresses through the tournament. I will be casting it. There will be a host of familiar names in terms of casters for you casting it as well. The tournament will be running from January the 30th all the way to February the 24th, so just less than a month, and it is set to be a very, very good and a very competitive CBL tournament this year. I'm quite looking forward to it. This is the first CBL tournament on the My Games version of the game for quite some time. A lot of people have been chomping at the bit to actually get back into CBL. It's going to be interesting to see how each house plays, how they changed up their tactics and strats from the last CBLs and from the CBL Rivals stuff as well, because everything is going to be played a little bit differently this time. Like I said, this is going to be starting off on January 30th. It is going to be on the official Conquerors Blade channel. If you've not already subbed to them, go sub to them on Twitch. That is where it's all going to be. You will have all the other casters and content creators streaming as well, so it will be streamed mainly to the official CB stream, but certain other content creators and everything will be kind of co-streaming and streaming from that. So main thing is, get involved, get into the chat, and watch along and see what happens with that tournament. So 2 big bits of news, 2 very exciting bits of news, and hopefully there is going to be some more in the future as well. But I am very much looking forward to the CBL tournament. I hope you are too. Server migration for UNA, guys and girls, is going to be good as well. Let me know your thoughts about all that down below. As always, folks, hit that like button, hit that sub button, all that lovely fantastic stuff. And I hope to catch you out on the battlefield.